Some lives are remembered for what they achieved, but a rare few are remembered for what they awakened in others. In their own zone of sadhana, they have worked tirelessly to illuminate and ignite minds, building invisible bridges between science, spirituality, and human possibility. This is the story of one such life. A life that taught generations how to discover the extraordinary power hidden within the human brain and the body.
I conduct programs, workshops on the conscious leader, the conscious manager, meaning that a leader, a manager has got to be neuromanaged.
This is the story of Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli. South Kolkata, India, the very busy Lansdowne Road, where history breathes quietly through the old walls and timeless memories. From the ancestral Adibari at 100 Sarat Bose Road, a mansion standing for more than 2.5 centuries, rose the remarkable legacy of the Ganguli family, where enterprise walked hand in hand with philanthropy. N.B. Ganguli, founder of the N.B. Ganguli Constructions brand, left his mark on the city with iconic creations like the Calcutta Race Course and the Royal Calcutta Turf Club.
This was the first Ganguli house?
Yes.
Okay.
It was built by Kedar Ganguli, and all the Gangulis used to live here. They had a very glorious past. They had this puja, Annapurna puja.
Okay.
They had every year.
Nearby Lansdowne Road, the adjoining Clark Street and Cooper Street carried the legacy of another patriarch, Rai Bahadur Makhon Lal Ganguli, the master builder behind engineering marvels like the Batasia Loop of Darjeeling. On the corner plot of 10 Clark Street lived his son, Barrister Manoj Ganguli, Registrar of the Calcutta High Court, and his enlightened wife, Asha, whose home became a vibrant hub of culture and society. Within the warm, inspiring aura of that house grew two young minds, Siddhartha and Partha Sarathi, nurtured by tradition, intellect, and a deeply positive environment. And from those very roots would emerge a visionary mind destined to touch countless lives.
grandfather, Subrata Ganguli, was born in a house on Clark Street. He was born in a house that was built by his grandfather, Makhon Lal Ganguli, and I am told that not only that house, apparently all houses in Clark Street were built by the late Makhon Lal Ganguli.
I got married at the age of 19 years and I entered from Mukherjee to Ganguli clan. When we entered this road, I kept on looking at here and there. I started seeing all the houses are Ganguli, 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 and I was thinking in my mind whether which Ganguli's house I have to enter.
Okay.
Mr. Manoj Ganguli was a lawyer by profession, and also he was very much connected to the High Court. And my father was a solicitor, also practicing in the High Court. And they were almost of the same age. And therefore, they were great friends. I remember when I was in school, my father often used to visit Mr. Manoj Ganguli for work or for no work. And we used to hear about it.
Gathering at the Ganguli's place was, I recall, hilarious. There was Mesho, of course, your grandfather, and then the public.
He was known as Ganguli Sahib.
Ganguli Sahib.
If you remember.
Yes, Ganguli Sahib.
I am associated with this house for more than 31 years. Ever since I entered this house, I've been hearing that this is Sahib Badi, belonging to Manoj Ganguli and Asha Ganguli. There was a very liberal and modern culture in this house, which was something very new to me because I came from a far more conservative family and I adapted it beautifully. Ganguli family has given me a lot of opportunity to think the way I wish.
And one day I saw these two brothers playing with both of them were quite big. They were not young, very young, small. They were playing, they were having a pillow fight among themselves. And that was the most funniest thing that I could remember about Siddhartha.
Born on the 10th of November 1940, Siddhartha's brilliant academic journey began in the century-old Paliganj Government High School.
Babulda was our hero. He was our leader, and he was a born leader. He knew how to motivate people. He knew how to encourage young. And his way of treating the young was very different.
He was a very quiet boy, very handsome, good looking, and so far as I recall, he was good in mathematics and excelled in Bengali.
He scored very high in the Bengali, in the subject Bangla. I think he was awarded a medal, Jagat-Tarini Puruskar, most probably, the highest award in Calcutta University for proficiency in Bangla.
Siddhartha scored the highest marks, which nobody has broken his record, in Bengali, and he had letter marks in Bengali. Amazing.
That was a time when Babulda used to swim, and we were more like his chamchas, let's put it that way. R.D. Burman, Babulda, they were both school friends and club friends. Every year we would go out for almost 15-20 days to some place. Once we went to Mihijam, and there Babulda directed a play, a drama. We all acted. Once we went to Madhupur, I remember, and he said, we'll all sing. Babulda incidentally was like Mashi, that's your grandmother, was an inborn Bengali poet.
Siddhartha's next academic address was the St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, followed by Bachelor's in Civil Engineering and Science at Chandivpur University.
He represented our university in the youth festival held in Delhi, in Kotla, Firozshah Kotla grounds. He was also popular among the students generally because of his very sweet behavior and personality.
In my adolescent days, I remember him. He was very smart and very slightly Europeanized, but not anglicized. He was very good in Bangla, although he was an engineer by education and by profession.
Every year at our birthday, we used to celebrate, and we insisted Babu to do a dance program. He used to dance very well.
I faintly remember Abulda coming from college to our house. Jadavpur University to our house. Primarily because those days, our evening tea was high tea kind of. So,
delicacies, tea served with delicacies.
Yeah. So, and Babulda used to drop in. He didn't eat much, but he loved food.
If we travel back 6 decades, we would see a young Siddhartha, strikingly handsome, confident yet graceful. 1965, a new chapter unfolded in Siddhartha's life with his marriage to the graceful and accomplished Utpala, a Nainital convent-educated young woman whose elegance and intellect beautifully complemented his own.
His wedding was real fun. Those were days we didn't have this kind of lights, so we had photolita bulbs on 2 huge shades on a wooden tee, and I shot his wedding on 8mm and took some.
You filmed it?
I filmed his.
I thought you had taken photographs.
I had taken photographs. I had filmed his full marriage on 8mm.
Okay.
And I was pretty young at that time, I think, about, let's say, 6 years old. But it was a very fond relationship. Like he used to say, "Hey, আমি তোদের বাড়িতে এসেছি, তুই আমার সবথেকে ছোট শালি, তুই আমার জন্য কি রান্না করেছিস?"
Their honeymoon itself became a journey across continents, taking them to Glasgow, where Siddhartha immersed himself in advanced research at the University of Glasgow in the United Kingdom.
We went for honeymoon to Glasgow, and life was good at that time. And Dr. Ganguli was the president at that time of Glasgow Indian Students Youth Hostel. He performed on stage in the epic Shakuntala. He took the role of the hero Dushyanto.
At the same time, his quest for knowledge led him further to London, where he pursued management studies at the British Institute of Management.
Babu used to bring Utpala for evening walks to my house.
Okay.
We used to spend time together. It happened every other day practically.
You were great friends.
We were great friends.
Yeah.
Siddhartha and Utpala, a truly striking couple, bound not just by marriage, but by a deep companionship that would flourish for over 61 beautiful years.
We shared the same birthday.
Okay, he is exactly born on the same day as me, 10th November, but he is 10 years my senior.
I used to dance Kathak, and he said that, what about dancing? I said, yes, I've learned Kathak and I do dance and all. So he said that, let me show you some steps. And he showed me such beautiful steps. I still remember.
He has been a kind of a role model when I was young. Before my sister got married to him, we used to get letters written by him. They were written in a very, very beautiful script, wonderful script which we always admired. His photographs and everything, puffing on his pipe, gave us a very dashing figure.
He also had a very striking personality. He was full of jokes, he loved music, and he would bring joy wherever he went. And in particular, I remember a grand event that was held on the terrace of their house, 10 Clark Street. I think that was back in 1969 or something. And Babul Kaku was the driving force behind that event, both musically and in terms of logistics, and that was a grand success.
The first time I met him was when he attended what in Bengali we call the bow bath or the wedding reception when I got married. Although my father and I invited him to have dinner with us, he politely refused, saying that anybody who makes a living out of his intellect has to be very choosy about the food he eats.
Or when I went to school, he used to write me letters, and he had a very nice writing, very beautiful.
I met him on my wedding night. He asked me, what field do I work? So I told him neuropsychiatry, but I also do general practice, general medicine. So he said, let's talk about transactional analysis. I said, transactional analysis, which part you're talking to? You can talk about adult relationship, adult-child relationship, and of course, child-parent relationship. He laughed and told me he can mix up all of them.
Their journey was further enriched with the arrival of their 3 children, Abhishek, Abhirup, and Ishita, each growing up in an environment where curiosity was encouraged, values were cherished, and the spirit of learning was a way of life. Many ask, he was a very famous scientist, he was a very, very revered corporate trainer, a fantastic writer, a brilliant student. How was he as a family man? Well, he used to love us, he used to love his wife, he used to take care of us meticulously. But for him, his family was just not us. It was the entire world. His students, his fans, his followers, the readers, the collaborators, the ones who were colleagues, this was his family.
He had a vision which was extremely unique and insightful, because his approach to life was very Spartan, yet extremely worldly wise.
বাবা প্রচণ্ড সীমিত এবং একটা স্বল্প পরিসরের মধ্যে একটা জীবনযাপনে খুব বিশ্বাসী ছিল। হ্যাঁ, যেটা আমি হয়তো মানে ডিরেক্টলি বাবার কাছ থেকে কোনোদিন না জেনেও সেই পন্থাতে চলেছি বলে আজকে হয়তো কিছুটা হলেও তার সুফলটা পাচ্ছি আজকে।
আমি যে আজকে শিক্ষিকা হয়েছি, আমি প্রথমে কিন্তু যখন এখানে এসেছিলাম তখন উনি কিন্তু আমাকে উৎসাহিত করেছিলেন যে মনীষা তুমি বাইরে যাও এবং কিছু করো, অর্থাৎ আত্মনির্ভরশীলতা, এটা একটা ভীষণ দরকার এবং সেটা আমাকে উনি শিখিয়েছিলেন। হ্যাঁ,
Just before our marriage, I visited to Calcutta first time. It was a day of Saraswati Puja. I and Ishita came to home, and the first thing he met me was that he didn't speak much. He said, "Hi, Anand." Then straight took me to the Saraswati idol, and gave Saraswati mantra and then offered flowers to the goddess Saraswati. It was a completely different experience. Right? You first come to somebody's house, taking to the temple area. It's not goddess Kali or goddess Durga, it was goddess Saraswati. That's what Dr. Ganguli represents, right?
He would not believe in outward display, but he would rather be involved in deep research, study, and involved in work which used to create a lot of impact.
Dr. Siddhartha Ganguly's academic journey was exemplary. But Dr. Ganguli was never satisfied with merely studying knowledge. He wanted to create new knowledge. And he did.
I worked in 3 continents as a radio broadcaster, and I've seldom seen a man like him.
He, really, I would say, portrayed a proper that characteristic glamour that earlier Bengal used to have. The way you see in people like Ashutosh Mukherjee or maybe the way we have seen it in Swami Vivekananda and kind of people. So that kind of diligence, that kind of discipline, that kind of way of working.
I have seen him a couple of times in the television and was very kind of, I like that, and we thought that he's a wonderful person to sort of interact with and so on.
He was extremely analytical, had a very scientific approach to whatever he did, and that was very interesting.
Be original. Always create something original. That was Dr. Siddhartha Ganguly's mantra. He used to say that knowledge by mere studies is not true knowledge. It has to come from internal calling. It has to be an assimilation, an immersion which is deep within. That's true knowledge.
Wide lens of looking at human lives, body, mind, emotions. So whenever he would mention a topic, I would say, yes sir, I know this, I have learned this is there, that is it. Oh, acha, etao pore felecho. Oh, acha, etao jano. Tumi to shobi jano. So he would get back to me with his quirky sense of humor, saying that tumi to shobi pore felecho. I would say, no sir, I don't know, I just know the names. And then along the way, he would show me the path and the depth and the research that he had done on it, and I would just get mesmerized.
What happens in our body and how the kind of hormones that secretes when we connect to the divine and all those things, like the way he used to explain all these aspects which are really interesting, I would say.
What is today called very popularly known as EQ, emotional quotient. He introduced that idea into my mind way back in the early 70s.
And he will be remembered basically for the knowledge that he has presented to the world.
In 1968, Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli created something truly pioneering. At the University College of Medicine, University of Calcutta, he established Asia's first human engineering and bioengineering research unit. For the next 2 decades, From 1968 to 1988, he served as its honorary project director and principal investigator.
Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli, had pioneered many areas, including human engineering.
Once we met again, I don't remember where, he said that, you know what, I have changed my line and I am now preparing artificial limbs, knee joints, etc., etc. That opened my eyes. That is not the Babul I used to know.
At that stage, such type of research center where physiologist, psychologist, orthopedic surgeon, applied physicist, ergonomist all worked together. Main emphasis was performance evaluation to make the life easier for those who are using orthopedic appliances, prosthetics, and many related issues.
One of my paper, which was with me and Professor Ganguli, was selected in SICOT triannual conference at London in year 84. They used to give 2 awards and I was selected for that, and I got my research fellowship at Italy, in Milan.
In 1988, during Seoul Olympic, a sports science research congress was held, and our paper, Professor Ganguli and myself, paper was placed there and was adjudicated as a best in a group and was finally published in the proceedings.
So, and Dr. Ganguly's main contribution in evaluation of disability was the development of unique gait recording system. So that gait recording system became very popular afterwards, and Dr. Tibarewala also did work on that to improve that system. And that gait recording system was first in India. This was the first laboratory, bioengineering unit was the first laboratory in India to have a gait recording system.
Rehabilitation India was yet another compassionate initiative.
Our motto was basically to rehabilitate and train them for the vocational rehabilitation. And Dr. Ganguli also supported this idea, and he named that you can give the name Rehabilitation India. In short, it is called Rehab India.
We formed it in the year 1969. And 3 of us, Siddhartha Ganguli, myself, and one Mr. Tapon Dhar, we formed it for the physically challenged.
Dr. Siddhartha Ganguly's professional experience spanned over 5 decades across India and the United Kingdom. He worked with prestigious organizations such as University of Glasgow as a research associate, Martin Byrne Limited, Calcutta as graduate engineer trainee, Baptiste Shaw and Morton, UK as assistant engineer, Colgian Corporation India Private Limited as project engineer and management consultant, W.S. Atkins Private Limited as the head of management consultancy division. He later served as the secretary and chief executive of the Calcutta Management Association, where he made his presence felt in the corporate world. A powerful resonant voice, a magnetic presence, before becoming managing director of Prex Mini Clocks Private Limited and director of Prex Electronics Private Limited. Yet, his most important work was still ahead of him. The year was 1983. Our father, Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli, took a risk. He began his entrepreneurial journey, which was there for nearly 4 decades. And it was just not an organization he formed, Learning Club. It was a very powerful movement.
He was an exceptional HR trainer and a counselor and also a great communicator.
He combined the brain and the management knowledge to produce some unique training programs. I have attended 3 of such programs. Most of them were related to human biology, its symptoms, like he could foretell, or for HR he used to give lectures on how the shape of the nose or the forehead or the eyes, etc. can foretell the type of person the person is.
He used to take up a couple of training courses for the government of Assam. And one day I remember my chief secretary, Mrs. Trivedi, she came to me on some occasion and said, Shiladitya, is Siddhartha Ganguli your brother-in-law? I said, yes, he is. She said, wow, he is a fantastic personality.
Learning Club, a platform dedicated to unlocking human potential through the science of human resource engineering.
He used to give management lessons to many companies inside West Bengal and also outside West Bengal.
In the year 2018, I contacted Sir, Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli, and Sir undertook these training programs in CDTC Kolkata. As my expectation, Sir could really instill the motivational aspects and the development of work ethics, work cultures in all our persons involved in training and production. And that is definitely one of the prime drivers in which we saw a substantial increase in revenue generation.
It was not only the motivational classes, but also very much steering for a very, very inspiration for our present and future.
How to build, how to exercise your mind, your health, how to burn your calorie, how much we should take food for our good health.
And the situation is post-subordinate relationship.
This one man in India had already begun exploring the deepest and the most powerful resource any human being possesses. Not wealth, not technology, not institutions.
So you discuss yourself, First you have to give a positive feedback.
But the two resources each individual inherits from birth, the brain and the body. I have been very fortunate to accompany Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli in many of Learning Club's workshops, programs and training sessions. And they were way different. There was use of drama. He used to act. There was constant use of music. And it had such a magnetic impact.
The first thing that I learned from him was that CASH is equal to KSH. CASH, of course, is cash, and KSH would stand for knowledge, attitude, skills, and habit. He used to always carry a small metallic oval piece with him, with CASH printed on one side and KSH on another. So this was very, very impactful.
He was organizing a lot of training programs with Indian Oil, and which I also participated. But I can remember one rather training program at Haldia Refinery, Indian Oil Haldia Refinery. He came for giving a long lecture, almost a half a day, and it was an excellent rather presentation what he had given.
Through Learning Club, Dr. Ganguli designed and conducted specialized training programs for corporations, government institutions, multinational organizations, universities, research bodies, imparting training at various functions and various levels in more than 1,000 organizations, as well as individuals in different parts of India and neighboring countries.
Babulda once met me and said, hey, you know what? I've been talking about you. So where? I give lectures on performance and the perseverance of people, young and old, especially young, that how they're taking their life on.
He had a unique way of presenting in the classes. Basically, he used to have an audio running all the time. So there used to be a cassette player playing instrumental music, which was very perfectly played by his assistants Ravi and Niranjan.
2014 সালে প্যানেশিয়াতে ডক্টর গাঙ্গুলি একটা ওপেন প্রোগ্রাম করেছিল উইনিং চাইল্ডের উপর। সেখানে আমি ফ্যামিলি এবং আমার মেয়েকে নিয়ে গেছিলাম। ওখানে কিভাবে আমাদের বাচ্চাদের গ্রো আপ করতে বা বড় করতে করা যায় এবং সেক্ষেত্রে বাচ্চাদের কখন কোন ব্রেনটা কিভাবে অ্যাক্টিভ করে, কিভাবে কাজ করে, সেসব সম্বন্ধে একটা ধারণা দিয়েছিলেন।
Over the decades, the number of people trained by him crossed an extraordinary milestone, more than 1 million lives.
It was in 2007. So from that day, I was actually totally devoted to his training in different modules, whatever he used to undertake with their students.
Learning Club was a revolutionary idea that would redefine how science, management, psychology, and human consciousness could work together.
A sports scientist, Dr. Richard Powell from USA visited Kullan University in 1991, I believe, and also he met Dr. Ganguli in his Clark Row residence along with me. Later, Powell told me that Dr. Ganguli is a real creative thinker and he will have more opportunity in USA than in India.
So the kind of person he was, the way he valued time, the way he dressed up, the way he sat, the way he treated people, it was amazing. The way he helped young people from poor background to come and develop their skills by assisting him and taking full charge of them.
He had this childlike innocence which was very interesting for me, and he had a very clean and pure heart.
Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli served as a visiting faculty and guest lecturer at many prestigious institutions. Be original. Always create something original. That was Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli's mantra. He used to say that knowledge by mere studies is not true knowledge. It has to come from internal calling. It has to be an assimilation, an immersion which is deep within.
Good to be back with you again with my neuromanagement presentation.
His voice carried ideas across continents.
Imagine you are attending a cocktail party and you are a teetotaler. Now a waiter brings in front of you a tray full of tumblers of hot drinks. When you find the tray full of hot drinks, totally unconsciously, when you see the other invitee taking a glass of hot drink, maybe whiskey, you also unknowingly extend your hand. This is the activity of your mirror neurons. You have forgotten at that moment that you are a teetotaler.
And highly accepted was his research on music is medicine and neuromanagement, including the 53-episode series on YouTube.
Every single day, 8:39, there he was. There he was, Tutul Bhai. So, who is it you are keeping by? I mean, who is your companion today? That should be the proper thing. So I would say today the Rag Bhairagi Bhairav, or say Pilu or Kalavati or Desh or Maldar, and he would immediately say, immerse yourself in that.
Because Dr. Ganguli worked on neuroscience and I am a neuropsychiatrist, our wavelengths matched immediately. And Sir literally took me under his wings and I looked up to him as a father figure.
Initially, I thought it was primarily with music and therapy and things like that. But soon I realized that was beyond just music therapy as we use it in the West.
Sir also published a lot of articles on the effect of music on our neurocircuits.
I came across Sir's concept of music therapy and connected with him. In spite of a man of his height, he was extremely amiable and used to speak like as if we are two friends.
In the early 80s, my mother was going through a longish spell of ill health. And at that time, he would come over. I think at that time, he had just started working on music therapy and he would work with my mother.
Sir also had published a Bengali book.
The Bengali book's name is Music Magic and the English book's name is Music Medicine.
I learned so much and will learn much more from his writings on music as medicine.
Music, according to him, and was a illumination for me and my son, is that music has no age. It didn't have a starting point. When there was nothingness, and in that nothingness there was only the sound of music. And the sound of music is what we have lost in this human invention chaos.
Well, he was mostly interested in psychosis as opposed to neurosis. He said that, what do you think of people who have schizophrenia? What do you think of delusions and hallucinations?
His versatility included not only his love for Hindustani classical music, especially vocal and instrumental, but also for its deep understanding.
The world should know more about this person was the first thing that struck me. This person has breached grounds which, say, Oliver Sacks and other neurologists and neuroscientists have not been able to breach, and he has already entered the territory and he is already thinking about it.
He was so versatile, and his likings for music in particular range from pure classical to modern. The whole range. You talk about symphonies, he will talk about symphonies. You talk about Western classical, he'll talk about Western classicals. You talk about rock, he'll talk about rock. You talk about soul and blues, he'll talk about soul and blues. So he was very, very versatile that way.
Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli, a brilliant mind whose intellectual contributions were vast, yet whose life remained beautifully simple, driven by an endless curiosity to explore more and more.
His keen eye for detail in everything creative, he would soak up like a sponge.
Give something to the nation, give something to the earth.
আরেকটা উপদেশ বাবা হয়তো ডিরেক্টলি মাঝে মধ্যে দিতেন যে নিজের আবেগটাকে কিছুটা হলেও তোমাকে সংযম করতে হবে।
This is a man who did everything to the fullest and never really took one step back and have second guesses.
He used to, almost every day, say, hey, don't suddenly stop anywhere. You keep your speed up. You go on.
Till his very last breath, he remained a seeker of knowledge, believing that learning and discovery were the true purposes of life.
How to be a giver. He adopted orphan children, take care of them, educate them, and made them to that level where they can reach and be of their own, which they could have never thought of.
So when I met him, I figured that he is this ocean of knowledge. What I found fascinating is the way he tried to combine psychology with theology and music, which was
very interesting combination.
In that quiet, relentless pursuit, he inspired generations to think deeper, dream bigger.
বাবুলদার মেয়ে ঈশিতা একদিন আমাকে ওনাদের বাড়িতে ডাকে যে আমাকে কাকিমা বলে করে, তুমি এখানে এসো, আমরা একসঙ্গে খাবো। বাবুলদা সে কি খুশি, ওরে বাবা। বাবুলদা বললেন বস, আমার কাজ দেখ, শোন এইসব আমার বই। বাবুলদা কি করেছো? বললেন হ্যাঁ এইগুলো রয়েছে, কি হবে জানি না, এগুলো যে সব ঠিক হবে, তুমি কাজ করে যাও। বলে আমি কাজ করেই যাই, করে যাচ্ছি, যতদিন পারবো করবো।
Whenever I was small, he used to encourage me to sing and dance.
Dadu, as I sit behind a screen studying computer science and engineering, I often feel your hand on my shoulder.
Whenever I used to come to Calcutta, he used to do some head exercises or yoga. So then he used to teach me those.
You taught me that there is an algorithm in every melody and the soul behind every line of code.
My grandfather, Dr.Siddhartha Ganguli, was a person who looked beyond horizons.
With me, his way of putting me forward was like, why don't you find out? Why don't you find out more?
And Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli taught us well about finding that person inside, that within, which is covered, which is layered, which has been suppressed by years of indoctrination, prejudice, entitlement, and bias.
A true karma yogi, equally at command in English and Bengali, Dr. Ganguli had more than 300 scientific and management publications.
আমার লেখা দুখানা বই, বয়সে প্রবীণ, শাস্ত্রে নবীন, এবং আপনার সন্তানও হতে পারে কোনো এক ধরনের জিনিয়াস, এবার বইমেলায় বেরোচ্ছে, প্রকাশ করেছেন গিরিজা লাইব্রেরি।
I had done 2 documentaries on the bowls of Bengal, and this was when I was with Doordarshan, and I received a phone call in the evening. I've seen your documentary. He said, excellent work, blah blah blah. He said, I'm interested in the bowls. Do you have any material? So I sent him whatever material I had.
Sir took Jadavpur University for his college. Really, I love to write. I love to read, write, and to publish what I'm writing.
I read several of his books and found them to be very enlightening, and he continued to encourage my efforts to grow and learn.
Over 35 books in English and Bengali spanning science, management, philosophy, and spirituality.
Last year, I read this book of his, Kalo Me Ma Kali.
আমি যখন ওনাকে বলতে যেতাম, বাবুলদা তুমি, আমি যখন তোমার এগুলো পড়ি গায়ে কাঁটা দেয় যে তুমি আমার মতো লোকের সঙ্গে কথা বলছো, উনি কি যে বলিস, শোন শোন বাজে কথা রাখ, আচ্ছা তোকে আমি একটা বই পাঠাবো, তুই এটা পড়বি, বুঝেছিস? আমি নিশ্চয়ই পড়বো।
He has written a large number of books. He's received a lot of acclaim for the books he's written.
ওনাকে আমার ফোন নাম্বার দেওয়াতে আমাকে বলেছিলেন যে প্রথম বইটি আমি বার করেছি ব্যতিক্রমী বাউল ও রহস্যময় বাউল।
ওনার বই প্রকাশ করতে করতে আমরা কিন্তু অনেক শিখে ফেললাম, নিজেরাই শিখতে চাচ্ছিলাম, এবং এত মানে এর উপর এত আকর্ষণ হয়ে বইয়ের প্রতি, মানে যে মনে হলো যেন ওনার লেখা আসা মানে একটা অন্য আঙ্গিকে আমরা পাবো।
His most recent book, not yet published, and Neil asked if I would read it, and I did, and then he asked if I'd be interested in writing a foreword to it, which I did. And in many ways I was impressed by Dr. Ganguli, his deep knowledge of Hinduism, particularly Sri Sri Ramakrishna.
He had a lot of manuscripts saved up, which is something that he told me, that I have a lot of things to give to the world. They are there in manuscripts form. I have not been able to give it yet.
I am grateful to Dr.
Siddhartha Ganguli for providing me with the opportunity to showcase my small piece of art through one of his books.
Absolutely, I'm extremely proud of the kind of literary works that he has left us behind with. A man of his caliber and a person with so much of in-depth knowledge which he had basically could have done this. These works are going to be of immense use, and I'm sure it has been used by many in the past. It's going to help a lot of people in the future as well.
He was destined to be an engineer. He climbed all the way up, but at the same time his Bengali was super.
Among his books, the deeply researched works on Sri Ramakrishna and Goddess Kali received international recognition.
আমি বললাম যে স্যার আপনি এক কাজ করুন, আপনি তো স্নায়ুতত্ত্ব বিশেষজ্ঞ, আপনি যেমন লোককে নিয়ে নাড়াচাড়া করছেন এই অবতারদের নিয়ে নাড়াচাড়া করুন, তারা কিভাবে বড় হয়েছে, তাদের কি কি আছে। বলে বেশ আইডিয়া, তো খুব আইডিয়া। তারপরে স্যারের সাথে যে কী ভাব হয়ে গেল আবার, তাহলে বলুন কাকে নিয়ে আগে আরম্ভ করুন। আমি যে রামকৃষ্ণদেবকে নিয়ে আরম্ভ করুন।
I'm not a religious man, and as far as I remember, he was not a religious man either. But both of us, we were great. We loved Sri Ramakrishna, both of us. I, not as a Hindu devotee, I don't care, neither was he.
When he's talking about the Shukho Shorir, and he's looking at the text regarding the avatars who have appeared on the earth, and he writes an entire book on that, I suddenly realized that this is a person who is not only approaching one dimension of our life, which is the artistic dimension or the creative dimension, but he is actually connecting it to the whole being.
His books on Pagla Thakur, Pagol Thakur, if anybody goes through it, he'll understand how he has realized Thakur Ramakrishna.
What Dr. Ganguli has done in his book is actually explore deeply the neuroscience behind the states of samadhi that Sri Ramakrishna Dev would get into very frequently.
24-25-এর মধ্যেই আমাকে উনি 8খানা বই দিয়ে দিলেন। 8খানা বই, আমি একটা হচ্ছে প্রথম বই হচ্ছে আপনার পাগল ঠাকুর শ্রী শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ, তারপরে হচ্ছে কালো মেয়ে মা কালী, তারপরে আপনার রামকৃষ্ণের তৃতীয় নয়ন, জিন তত্ত্ব, অবতার শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ, এবার এলো 3 অবতার চর্চা, হ্যাঁ রামকৃষ্ণ, শ্রী চৈতন্য আর যীশু খ্রিস্ট।
Throughout his life, Dr. Ganguli received numerous honors and awards. Yet, recognition was never his goal. His true legacy lived in something far greater.
The man was so vast in knowledge, but so simple in his discussion with me or with others.
এই বয়সে এত বয়সে যে উনি এতটা অ্যাক্টিভ থাকতে পারবেন, ওনাকে কেউ না দেখলে বিশ্বাস করবে না। আমি দেখেছি বলে আমি ওনাকে বলতাম বুড়ো খোকা।
What I have seen in Dr. Ganguli was that he had a different mindset and he looked life in a different way.
3 অবতার চর্চা, প্রভু যিশু, আরো বেশ কিছু মহাপ্রভু শ্রী চৈতন্য আর কিঞ্চিত শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ। Big fat book has just gone to the press, where I have covered Lord Jesus, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Ramakrishna.
People with different backgrounds, people of different age groups, they all came for his Sunday classes.
He was totally bonded with the raga. যেটা কবি সমানেরও হয়, আমরা ডিসকাস করি ওর নিচে ওর বৌদি থাকে।
He gave me a very unique dimension to my frontoparietal region of the brain, and he made sure that my default mode network would cease and I would be a social battery.
রবিবার করে ক্লাসে আসতাম, বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে আলোচনা হতো, কখনো আধ্যাত্মিক কথা, কখনো ডার্ক এনার্জি, গাট ব্রেন।
It was a wonderful session of evolution. We were socially very charged and we had to think more than boundaries could think. So we were not overthinkers, we were rethinkers.
First he says, Gautam, you are a good singer. You should make your own music. You should make your own songs and then make you that music and then you sing. Just like Kobir Shumon, he mentioned his name.
These last 3-4 classes, whenever I used to pranam him, he used to kiss my forehead, and that was the kind of blessing.
আমাদের যে গাট ব্রেনের যে কন্ডিশন, আরও হেলথ কীভাবে ভালো করা যায় সেটাকে, এবং নিজের ভেতরে যে সুপ্ত যে অ্যানিমাল ব্রেন কীভাবে অ্যাক্টিভ হয়ে ওঠে এবং তাকে কীভাবে কন্ট্রোল করা যায়, এর যে এক্সপ্লেনেশন এবং এর যে ব্যাখ্যা স্যার খুব সায়েন্টিফিক্যালি এবং আধ্যাত্মিক দিক থেকে, স্পিরিচুয়াল দিক থেকে স্যার যেভাবে ব্যাখ্যা করেছিলেন, না আমাকে ভীষণভাবে স্পর্শ করে।
অনেক সময় লাগে, 4 দিন সময় লাগে পাঠার মাংস হজম হতে।
Even in later years, Dr. Siddhartha Ganguli embraced the power of digital connections, reaching minds through daily WhatsApp broadcasts and Facebook collaborations.
He had friends all over the world. He also every other day he would send me a video or an audio clip of Sarod or Sitar.
One of the rare people possessing both intellect and good art during a difficult time of my life, and perhaps God sent him to save me.
I remember his role more as a lover of life. He was intensely in love with life, intensely, very intense.
There are friendships where you never meet, yet feel so close intellectually as if you were sitting side by side on the couch. That was often my feeling when Dr. Ganguli and I exchanged ideas about music.
প্রতিদিন 8টা থেকে 8:30টার মধ্যে আমাদের একটা গ্রুপ ছিল, ওই গ্রুপে উনি মেসেজ পাঠাতেন।
It's been a great source of inspiration, knowledge, guidance in all matters relating to music, science, spirituality and life in general.
Actually, Dada invited me onto this WhatsApp group because I was a psychiatrist by profession, and obviously he was very interested in psychology.
Every day, remember, if I was away, maybe I was abroad once or twice, and I would say for 1 month I wouldn't be around. I said, okay, you come back and let me know.
The conversations that they would begin with his good morning message, and his good morning message would come with a song, and the song would come with a message bearing the relationship that he holds with the musician who has performed that song.
Unfortunately, we could never meet personally, but through the digital media, we had a daily interaction without break.
What I will miss is the message from you every morning.
May God bless you, we pray. May God bless you, we pray. May God bless you.
Across countless hearts, he ignited confidence, courage, and clarity of thought.
In his last days, he was totally devoted his work to spirituality.
He could decipher all the spiritual experiences and everything through science.
I think I was particularly impressed by his efforts in what I had read of his to connect the spiritual world and the scientific world, and to see that there may be two languages trying to do the same thing.
বেলাও বেলায় কাটছিল দিন, সন্ধে না গড়াতেই দূরভাষে এলো দুঃসংবাদ, সিদ্ধার্থদা নেই। বিদ্যালয়ের প্রাক্তনী তাই সদাই পেয়েছি পাশে, 10 বছরের জ্যেষ্ঠ ছিলেন, তাতে কি বা যায় আসে। শতবর্ষের বিদ্যাঙ্গনে রত্নরাজিও ঢের, তার মাঝে এক সেরা ছিল তার জীবন কৃতিত্বের।
এক তারারি তারে বাধা মন গগনান্তর নিধি, বিধানাজি প্রকাশিত শূন্য কারা পলক বিধি।
In life, there are some people who sort of stick in your mind. And Siddhartha happened to be one such.
He is a man of multitude.
We really, really miss you, sir.
আপনাকে এই জানা আমার ফুরাবে না, আমার ফুরাবে না, এই জানারই সঙ্গে সঙ্গে তোমায় চেনা। আপনাকে এই জানা আমার ফুরাবে না, আমার ফুরাবে না।
গুরু চেতনাময়, আনন্দময়, এই বিশ্ব ব্রহ্মাণ্ডে গুরু শক্তি সুর তাল ছন্দে বেজে উঠছে। সিদ্ধার্থ গাঙ্গুলি, তাকে স্মরণে মননে চিন্তনে, এই সুর আজ তার জন্যে।
He reminded people everywhere of a simple but profound truth. Within every human being lies an extraordinary reservoir of possibility waiting to be awakened.
Before anyone realized, you became almost addicted to him. I'll use the word addiction.
Today we celebrate his spirit, a spirit that looked beyond horizons.
স্যার আপনি এই বয়সে কিভাবে আমরা হাঁপিয়ে যাচ্ছি, আপনি তো হাঁপান না কখন।
Sir was my spiritual physicist.
So he was the only one who really cared about what I was doing.
Professional success that was missing in my first 10 years of entrepreneurial stint, that changed after I met him.
মানে ডিসিপ্লিন আর আত্মগরিমা ওনার প্রচণ্ড প্রচণ্ড ছিল।
We, your disciples, hope to carry forward your legacy.
This film is not only about the life of a remarkable man, it is about an idea that continues to inspire generations. When the mind is illuminated and the body finds its strength, one human life can rise to become a lighthouse, guiding millions of minds towards possibility.
I don't know whether we have anyone like him anymore. I'm not sure.